Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 vs 1 replay cast. Saw this one, and I thought, gotta cast this. Spawning up in the top left-hand side of the map. He's on a barcode account, but it is NaNiwa. Talk about a throwback and his opponent. Spawning down the bottom right-hand side of the map, it is Clash Lambo. So, you guys may be thinking, NaNiwa playing, and yeah guys, he still plays, he still streams and whatnot while he doesn't really compete at all. He still plays at an incredibly high level on ladder for someone who just streams and doesn't compete. It's quite impressive, so that's what he's up to, and it looks like he's going to be starting off with something a little bit dirty here. We'll see how that's going to play on out in a second. Looks like Lambo going to be receiving a cannon rush here. Lambo, one of the players who is probably going to be one of the big names to look out in 2019. He was looking very good in 2018. Probably didn't quite get as far in some tournaments as I think he wanted to, but like he still had some very, very good results. Now NaNiwa's probe coming in. This is not just a scouting probe. It could always be, but this could actually be opening like one of those robo contains, or whether this is just a cannon fake out. You never know. We'll see. But yeah, NaNiwa opening with a forge. We'll see what he's going to end up doing with that, if anything. But no, yeah, I've wanted to cast a game in NaNiwa for a long time because he's still playing on ladder, so he's still playing very high-level players. And oh, there we go. That probe is going to go tuck himself in a corner here. And oh, is this like a perfect cannon rushing spot? If he just throws up another pylon, can he just get a cannon behind there perfectly? Drone's coming down to try and block this, but there we go. NaNiwa does end up throwing up that pylon. There's a cannon up. Oh, does the probe get out? Does by canceling. Okay, and I think that, yeah, this cannon's going to be in range of the hatchery. So Lambo already going to be under a bit of aggression here. A good old classic cannon rush. NaNiwa forces the cancel of the hatchery. We'll see if NaNiwa even just cancels, say, one of his cannons or something. And there he does. Getting the cancel already. Going to be happy with that. But look at this Lambo just building a hatchery way up to the north. Now, this isn't quite proxy hatchery distance, but this is out there, man. But, that probe for NaNiwa just sharking around, wanting to scout things out. Lambo, he's opting to get Ling speed. He had another gas on the way, and oh, he actually canceled that. So maybe trying to bait NaNiwa into thinking that he's going for some hard aggression when really he's just double expanding. One of the expansions really hit out there. That is far away. Now NaNiwa's probe just hanging around waiting to see what units are going to be coming on out, whereas Lambo, I mean, his macro is going to be a little bit disrupted by this. Drone transfers to this would take a long time, so this could possibly be for a Ling flood or something like that. That'll have this hatchery, and Lings will just stream from every side of the map. Or I guess all from the right side, but no, Lambo, he's now got his Lings out, got his speed on the way. NaNiwa, meanwhile, back at home, I mean, he did follow this up with the gateway right away, so this is definitely can lead into a macro opening. Now NaNiwa's adept is moving out, which is a little bit concerning since speed's only 20 seconds out, but he does actually back away with that. The cannon was working away on a queen, but it didn't quite get it. The Lings are now engaging that, and the cannon gets cleaned up. NaNiwa starting a Void Ray, interestingly enough. Not making a Phoenix just to kill this Overlord, you're going to get a Void Ray. Void Rays can help out with various defenses, maybe offense, but no, it is an interesting choice for NaNiwa to be going for a Void Ray. It's not bad or anything, just not common. Now, that Overlord for Lambo knows that he's pretty much going to be done for the time being. Meanwhile, an Evo Chamber and Pneumatized Carapace on the way now. This isn't that old of a replay. I mean, it's from December, but it's not that old, so it's not like that Lambo just needs an Evo to make a bunch of dropper lords. So we'll see what upgrade he's going to get, if any. For now, though, yeah, just getting melee droning up, but I mean, he's got such a long distance to transfer his drones. This is a bit silly. Like, he's got a nice pattern going here. Base, no base, base, no base, base. NaNiwa's Void Ray sharking out, by the way. It may actually find this. Is it going to? Yeah, it's actually scout. It's actually queued up to go around. So it will run into this, and it's actually going to run headfirst into a queen. Now, I do believe a Void Ray can narrowly beat a queen in a fight. And that Void Ray is going to begin working away on that. That queen running. There is, of course, a Spore Crawler started. NaNiwa, by the way, producing one Phoenix. He's getting another Stargate on the way as well, though. So this Void Ray killing off this queen, there's not going to be much to challenge it. Got to be careful not to run into that Spore Crawler, but you can start working away on another, start working away on the base, perhaps. NaNiwa, he knows that he's sort of got this air control for now, so you can just sort of use that. But now look at this, actually engaging one of the Spore Crawlers. The only Spore Crawler. Is Lambo just going to straight up lose his face? NaNiwa loses a Void Ray, which is a bit unfortunate for him. But is he now going to be able to take on that Spore Crawler? It's going to be close. Void Ray should be able to do it, perhaps. Yes, he will. And now there's actually nothing to oppose this one Void Ray, because Lambo, he never started up another Queen or anything. He just says, fine, I'll take my natural. So that base was a bit out there in multiple ways for Lambo. The fact that NaNiwa was able to find it with a Void Ray just shut it down hard. But look at this for Lambo, by the way. Like, I mean, I know that a lot's going on at this hatchery, but if we look around, like, the vision for Lambo, he's got Overlords and Lings just all hanging around. NaNiwa wants to take his third base. Adepts. That probe got his bodyguards with him. But no, this hatchery looks like it's going to go down. A few drones actually pop out. Mr. Adelaide, unfortunately, those are going to go down for Lambo. And this Void Ray still working away on this hatchery. A Queen's trying to spread creep, but I don't think any of them will get there in time. So this one Void Ray, he's working out, just beating into this hatchery like a punching bag. Now, a few more spores going up since Lambo knows that NaNiwa's playing this sort of mass air style. 6 Phoenix out so far, 2 more on the way, so Lambo just getting ready for that. A lair on the way, but I mean, it's hard to say. Like, this is not a normal game, guys. I don't know the math on who's really ahead or behind, but it looks like it's going pretty good for NaNiwa so far. Lambo has to invest in a lot of Spore Crawlers. He's just got up his lair now, so he can say maybe invest in a Hydra Den or something eventually. And there's that Hydra Den, but looks like he may be losing something to these Phoenix. They fly on in. They're going to start working away on some drones. Actually settle for an Overlord here. Well, not really settle, just get everything, it seems. Going to pick up this Queen too. Another Overlord flying out. Wrong direction for him. He's going to pop that balloon burst. Meanwhile, another Overlord that was scouting out gets cleaned on up. Lambo just having a bit of a hard time. I mean, this opening really, I think, threw him off. He was probably like, all right, let's try something. This is just a ladder game, by the way, guys. So it definitely is an interesting one. There's no doubt about that. A Baneling Nest on the way for Lambo. We'll see if he's maybe going to try and go for some cheeky aggression or something like that. But could be a bit tough. Now, NaNiwa flying in with his Phoenix. There is a lot of Spore Crawlers here, but Phoenix are very tanky, so as long as you use them right, you can get some drones. Basically free damage. NaNiwa, by the way, committing into Void Rays as well. Like, he's going hard on the air. Generally, if someone goes Phoenix, they'll eventually transition into ground, but NaNiwa says no. He's got 3 Stargates, 3 Phoenix at a time. He's really committing to this style. Ling's going to catch a pro, but the Void Ray is going to shoo him away. And +1 on the way for NaNiwa, so getting up air weapons as well. Void Ray is now crossing the map. One of them's very injured. But with all these Phoenixes, possible they may be able to get something done. 3 Void Rays can definitely kill off a Spore Crawler, so Lambo could be in a bit of trouble. He's got the Hydra Den done, but he hasn't started up any Hydras. He's starting up an Infestation Pit. Sends out an Overseer, but that is not long for this world. And now these Void Rays are poking in. NaNiwa's got to be careful to protect the injured one. Phoenix even flying on in, maybe to absorb a shot or 2, grab up a Queen. Nicely done. And suddenly Lambo could be just be in a lot of trouble here. More Spore Crawlers moving in from the main, but these Void Rays, they just DPS down that first one. 2 do burrow underneath the Void Rays though, so this could actually work out very well for Lambo. The Void Rays are being pushed back. One of them goes down, however, he's still losing a lot of Overlords. And when I say a lot of Overlords, he has lost 9 Overlords this game. 900 minerals. Fortunately for Lambo, though, some Phoenix do get out. 6 more Overlords on the way after that slaughter by the Phoenix of NaNiwa. Lambo also getting up a 4th base. And then this one Void Ray still just hanging around. Did the other one go down? Yes, it must have. So there's a lot of Phoenix out for NaNiwa. Lambo's just trying to get up to Infestors and a good number of Hydras. He's also got +2 on the way, so that'll help out. This one Void Ray trying to be a pain. Phoenix gonna lift up that Queen, so nothing to really challenge it for now. This is just painful for Lambo, just being contained. If you're like a air player, if you play with a lot of Phoenix and things, this is pretty much what you want to happen. You want to pick the Zerg apart like NaNiwa is doing. More Void Rays are crossing the map, which is an interesting choice, just more of them being on the way, but a Fleet Beacon following this up. So looks like it's just going to be purely air from NaNiwa this game, besides the couple of Adepts. And NaNiwa even getting up a 4th base completely unopposed. Lings are hanging out. For Lambo, they're going to be morphing into some banelings, but whether they'll be able to get anything done, I'm not too sure. Meanwhile, this other hatchery going down. 3 Void Rays working away on it. These Void Rays also +1, so they deal extra damage. Spores just say, nope, you're on your own, as they back away. Now, oh, these banelings, though, they're getting in towards the third base. NaNiwa has to run his probes. He does identify it. These banelings don't have speed, so they are very, very slow base. Gets a few probes, but nothing too major. Forcing a recall, actually. NaNiwa recalling the Phoenix, interestingly enough. So NaNiwa took a bit of a beating there. How many probes went down? Not many, though. But Lambo, he is going to be reaching this stage eventually, in which he's got enough Hydras that he can really start pushing back this air army. The main thing is actually the 8 infestors. He's going to be able to get off some good fungal growth. So suddenly, this is where air really sort of falls off here. Because, I mean, Phoenix are good, but mass, like, you got to do all the lifting. And, I mean, they're pretty darn good, but they're also very expensive. You got to do all the lifting. So you're not just getting out all your damage right away. And there goes a fungal growth going down for Lambo, catching some of these Void Rays. Hydras are engaging, and these are +2 Hydras, keep in mind. The +2 for NaNiwa, not yet done, so he's backing off, and this is where you got to be thinking of NaNiwa. All right, I mean, I got myself in a good position, but I don't want to throw it away, so... I mean, he's got a lot of Phoenix, but they're not going to be too effective the longer this game goes on. There's just going to be so many infestors. There's already burrow out for Lambo, so these infestors can be lurking anywhere they'd like. Lambo reestablishing this 4th base. I mean, NaNiwa's still in a very good economy compared to that of Lambo, and he's actually deciding to make Tempest. Okay, this is interesting. Now, the Void Rays still sharking around, looking for whatever they can find. Lambo getting his +2 melee on the way, +2 Carapace. Some infestors are there, 1 fungal gets dodged. NaNiwa got to be careful, though, not to lose any more. Or not to eat any nasty fungals. He's going in with his air army, though. Might just have to recall here, actually, as his Void Rays get fungaled, but no, another fungal does not come on out. And now we're seeing a Twilight Council for NaNiwa, the 12-minute Twilight. Okay. NaNiwa's got his 4th base still secured. Lambo on 4 bases as well, but he's taken a bit of a beating this game. We are now seeing these Phoenix flying into the main base of Lambo. I mean, there's a lot of Overlords NaNiwa maybe setting his sights on, but there's a lot of Spore Crawlers underneath him. However, Tempest are now out, and Tempest have that range. This is just like almost every air unit. He makes, well, he's still going to make an Oracle and a Carrier, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see carriers, but there's an infestor right underneath this army. What are we going to see? Are we going to see a fungal or something? It unburrows. There's the fungal. All the Phoenix get caught. They're trying to retreat. It looks like a Void Ray or 2 get nabbed on up, but NaNiwa's just going for it, lifting up a lot of these units. So many Hydras getting lifted up. Infested Terran decides to throw everything. A lot of infestors throw a lot of infested Terran, and infested Terran deals so much anti-air damage. Tempest just being mangled here. One of them goes down. A lot of Phoenix died. So NaNiwa, he traded out, but was that the best trade? Resources lost would say no. I mean, he had himself a lead, but 19 Phoenix, 9 Void Rays, and a Tempest. That's how you lose a lot of resources. So NaNiwa maybe needs to reevaluate. He's getting up an Oracle, which I really like. You can reveal your opponent's army, get a lot of damage done by that, but I think it would be good maybe to see like a Templar Archives go up or something, because I mean, there's a reason we don't really see just Tempest or just Phoenix or just Void Rays, because generally just mass Hydra and Infestor wins out against that. Revelation goes down on a lot of the Infestors. They're crossing the map. The Infestors are very low on energy, so they're not actually going to be able to help out too much. There'll maybe be a couple of fungals here, but Lambo's coming on in. He's actually managed to max out, so NaNiwa could be in trouble. He's now getting up some Psy Storm. He's got out a good number of Tempests, but we'll see how the control's going to be, because it just takes Tempest a long time to kill anything off. Fungal growth going down on the Phoenix. The Phoenix I don't think are too important at this time. The Tempest can be trading out with this army. NaNiwa's got to control this perfectly. He's sort of split up right now. There goes one of those Tempests as they get caught out. There's only so many Hydras on the ground. If NaNiwa can clean them up, he can clean up this attack, but looks like he's going to be taking some damage at his bases. Now these Tempests, they're right underneath these Infestors. Looks like there's going to be no retreat. More and more Fungals going down. Phoenix coming on in to help out. If they actually lift up some of the Hydras, that's a lot of the DPS out of this army. And the Tempest looks like they're going to be able to stay alive because there's just not enough anti-air. However, a few Infested Terran and Fungal growth being thrown out. A good number of the Tempests go down. There's still 4 alive here, but they got to be careful to avoid those Infested Terran. And now there's the Ling problem. So many Lings on the ground, and Tempest are probably one of the worst units at killing Lings. in the game. And that's not even an exaggeration. They are just so slow at firing. I mean, yeah, that Nexus goes down. The 4th base, fortunately for NaNiwa, has a lot of cannons. He thought ahead to build those up. So that's going to really help deal with the Lings and prevent them. There's still all these infestors underneath. And there we go, a Neural Parasite going down. So one of those Tempests is in trouble, and it's actually going to be killing off NaNiwa's other. NaNiwa does focus down the infestor, but he has fallen in supply. He lost his 3rd base, and Lambo has got up the economy. I mean, he took a lot of beating earlier on, but he can now just continuously stream Hydras across the map, and NaNiwa's in a lot of trouble. Cannons are up, buying him time. The Tempest be able to trade on out, but so many infested Terran have just been continuously thrown on out. Hydra stepping forward. Cannons trying to hold their own, but they may just be unpowered soon. Good number of them have fallen, but NaNiwa with his Tempest, Mass Tempest, 7 up at the moment, going to be chasing this army back, but he's got to be careful because once Lambo comes on in with more Infestor energy, it's going to be very dangerous. NaNiwa, he did manage to get up Psystorm though, so I mean, if we see some High Templar warped in, that would be very huge for him, but his 3rd base going to be under fire once again. There's nothing to counter this. Lings are just wrapping around. Lambo with his strong, or with his massive amount of Lings, going to be catching these probes who are now running for their life. NaNiwa's expanding to the north. I suppose you lose one base, may as well take another. Lings are just going to burrow. NaNiwa does not have detection until an Oracle pops out. I mean, maybe this is just NaNiwa experimenting, right? Because the new Tempests, they're pretty interesting, and they're not trading terribly, but, I mean, versus just mass Hydras, what can you really do? High Templar now being warped in, even just 1 or 2 can be so critical in a fight. There's 3 out for NaNiwa, and a round of Psystorms can make a world of difference versus some Hydras. Versus some infested Terran. These Lings now get revealed. All those Lings have now gone down, but here comes in Lambo. NaNiwa down on supply by a very significant margin. Cannons are up. Do these High Templar have Psystorm? Yes, they do. There goes down one Psystorm and another, but there's only one of those remaining, and that's the final Psystorm. Going to morph into an Archon, but suddenly the ground army's not that strong. However, there's a lot of Infestors here. A lot of these Tempests no longer fighting for NaNiwa as the Neural Parasite takes them over, and these Tempests are just going to be falling so rapidly. GG, Lambo manages to take it. Alright guys, so that was an interesting game. It was nice to be able to cast NaNiwa. I mean, he's playing at a very high level, taking on pro players and stuff, and I mean, that was just a cool game from experiment-wise. Like, I don't know if we can really gauge that, but like, it's a cool air style. Maybe if he tried getting up some High Templar sooner or something like that, but he just took a little bit too much damage from the counterattack, and then again, there is the question of how many Tempest is too many Tempest. Anyway, if you guys watched all the way to the end of that video and you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, make sure to leave a like if you did, you know, enjoy the video, you watched all the way to the end, so congratulations to that. But regardless, I shall see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.